Travel through the world of Ultraman to obtain the infinite Superman form, and then obtain the Dark Four Arcane forms. I originally thought I could reach the pinnacle of my life, but when I first unleashed the Four Orcs' Extreme Evil Beria form, I encountered the Glorious Serro and the battle of the enemy. Chen Xuan, who was not yet familiar with the ability of Extreme Evil Beria, was sealed in the Void Rift by Serro.For Chen Xuan, who has just come from a parallel world, a seal will last for 10,000 days and he is about to go crazy. At that moment, he received an invitation. Ding! Wanjie chat group invites you to join. Do you agree? Known group friends. Demonic warriors, lecherous immortals, white beards, and intermediary benefits.Feilu novel network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1. 10,000 Days of Sealing. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Endless Void. Wearing a red cloak, he is absorbing sunlight and becoming stronger. Under normal circumstances, he already has 100,000 tons of physical strength, and his heart is extremely depressed. Especially after seeing the sun in the void gradually disappear without a trace in the cracks, this superhero figure's face became even more ugly. It's been 10,108 days now. When will such a gloomy day be the end? Wearing a red cloak, Superman, also known as Chen Xuan, let out a melancholic sigh after crossing the time. About 10,000 days ago, Chen Xuan traveled to the world of Ultraman, possessing the essence of an infinite superhero, and unexpectedly opened up the form of the four Dark Arcades. Chen Xuan, who had just obtained the Dark Four Arcane forms, naturally felt happy in his heart. Although the body of infinite Superman is powerful, the form of the Dark Four Arcades is even more impressive. Immediately activate a form of the Dark Four Orcs. The Extremely Evil Beria form. At that moment, Chen Xuan had just become familiar with the abilities of Infinite Superman and was not very familiar with the abilities of the Extremely Evil Beria. In addition, when I first arrived in the world of Ultraman and needed to adapt for a period of time, I encountered Serro. Let's not talk about the Serro of Wuda, just start the Radiant Serro form when you come up. At that time, the two of them had a fierce fight. The two fought for 3 days and 3 nights, destroying countless planets and destroying countless universes. Finally, Glorious Serro also realized the seriousness of the situation and used all his energy to launch a win-win strategy, using a powerful move to seal Chen Xuan's Extremely Evil Belia form in the void of dimensional space. This seal will last for 10,000 days. A whole 10,000 days. Who knows how Chen Xuan spent these 10,000 days? Chen Xuan was originally a human, but unexpectedly traveled through this place to obtain the infinite Superman body and the Dark Four Arcane forms. However, the next second, he was sealed by Serro, who did not speak martial arts. If it weren't for the strong consciousness in his heart to turn over Serro, Chen Xuan would have lost even his mind to control the infinite Superman. Serro, while I have just arrived in the world of Ultraman and started to familiarize myself with the form of the Extremely Evil Belia, if it weren't for my insufficient physical energy, the Extremely Evil Belia would continue to erupt in battles. I would definitely be able to destroy Serro's dog head. The extremely powerful form of Beria is powerful, but it also requires a lot of energy. As long as one continues to bask in the sun in their infinite superhuman form and becomes familiar with the energy of the evil Beria. Even if Guanghui-Sailuo is encountered by Chen Xuan again, he will definitely be able to blow up the opponent's dog head. Not to mention immediately exploding, Chen Xuan is still very confident that he can also explode soon. It's been 10,000 days, and during this period, there hasn't been any harvest. In these 10,000 days, deep in the void, although it is very boring. However, Chen Xuan is also proficient in the abilities of Infinite Superman and possesses the power of the Extremely Evil Beria form. As for the other Dark 3 arcane powers, Chen Xuan is temporarily not considering them. A heinous Beria form requires so much power, and if we study the abilities of the Dark Four aims together, there is not much difference in seeking death. Chen Xuan's infinite superhuman body is wandering and swaying in the void. Ah! These days are really not ordinary boredom. Cerro, as someone who doesn't talk about martial arts, how long are you going to seal me? Basking in the faint sun, Chen Xuan kept swaying in the void-dimensional space. He spent 10,000 days like this. Apart from opening up a channel to bask in the sun, it is constantly drifting and drifting in the void. The boring and dull sun exposure becomes stronger, and the power of the body and form continues to strengthen. However, at this rate, the speed of strengthening is still too slow. Thinking back to his encounter with Cerro in his mind, Chen Xuan's face became increasingly ugly. This void is often in a dark state, and the time when the sun appears is very short, making the recovery process of Chen Xuan's infinite superhuman ability exceptionally slow. Only the extremely evil Beria form can tear open a trace of the void and let the sun shine in. However, the extremely evil Beria form also requires energy. Regarding this, Chen Xuanyu felt inexplicably met by the radiant Cerro. Regarding this, Chen Xuan decided to wait for his own body, Infinite Superman, to activate the extremely evil Beria form and use skilled skills again, and he would definitely find Cerro. Let him know that he wasn't easy to deal with in the beginning, he just woke up in a new form and didn't know how to fight. It was Cerro who didn't speak of martial arts and immediately opened up the radiant Cerro form. Otherwise, with the power of their own infinite Superman and the form of the extremely evil Beria, they can destroy Cerro. Even he didn't know how long he had been in this void, and just as Chen Xuan sighed endlessly, a ding sound came from his ear. Ding! Wanjie Dimension Group invites you to join. Do you agree? Suddenly, a mechanical electronic female voice rang in Chen Xuan's ear, startling him greatly. Cerro, are you here? Wait, it was an electronic female voice earlier. This time, not only did Cerro transform, but she also changed her gender. Except for Cerro, Chen Xuan couldn't think of anyone else who knew he was in this invisible void. Cerro, are you going to let me out? Wait a minute, you've already arrived. Don't play with that transgender ability. Come out and meet me. Avoid me and do things. Are you afraid that I won't do it? Everything around was unusually quiet, but familiar figures did not appear. Did you really have an illusion? Chen Xuan touched his chin, but the idea was immediately rejected. Who is he? A powerful man with an infinite superhero and 4 dark forms. Although not being able to win against Cyrus in the beginning does not mean that it is much better for Cyrus to win against himself. Why did he have hallucinations when he was such a powerful person? As a traveler, Chen Xuan really doesn't understand what's going on. Ding! Evil Belia joins the Wanjie chat group. Raising an eyebrow, my mind twitched. Join! Ding! Evil Belia joins the Wanjie chat group. The group members are Demonic Warrior, Lecherous Immortal, White-Bearded, Intermediary Hui, and the group leader is Lin Fan. Chapter 2. Evil Belia, join chat group. You are listening at novel full.audio. Accompanied by the familiar mechanical female voice, a strange virtual space appeared in front of Chen Xuan. Seemingly virtual space, Chen Xuan himself appeared here incredibly realistically. Suddenly arriving in a real space, Chen Xuan, who had been wandering for 10,000 days, did not react for a moment. How to describe this feeling? It's a wonderful feeling. There is a great deal of emotion. Yaoli Warrior. Another newcomer has arrived. Welcome. The lecherous fairy said, welcome newcomers, are you interested in any genre of novels? I have a cozy paradise here, you can learn about it. I'll give you a 10% discount, no, 20% discount. By Beard said, Ziraiya, put away your old attitude, it will scare the newcomers. Zhu Jianhui said, what Bai Hu said is absolutely right. Ziraiya, if you say these things in the group, I'll shoot you. The lecherous fairy said, "Can you come to my world?" Leader. Lin Fan. I will help Intermediary Hui. Lusty Immortal. Yaoli Warrior. Ziraiya, with the words of the group leader, I can also castrate you in the world you are in. The lecherous fairy said, trembling with fear. Demon Warrior, Lecherous Fairy, White Beard, Intermediary Hui, Group Leader. Lin Fan. How many people are these? A very familiar name. A lascivious fairy equals Ziraiya. Intermediary Hui is naturally the captain of the victorious team. Other people in the group are also code names. I seem to know who they are now. Chen Xuan, who has been sealed for 10,000 days, only knows that he has become stronger after being exposed to the sun, and his mentality has become very calm. At this moment, upon seeing these names, a hint of excitement and joy suddenly surged in his heart. Not only has it been held for 10,000 days, but starting today, finally someone can chat in groups. In that sealed void, if Chen Xuan continued like this, he would probably become depressed. And this time because of these guys in the chat group. My dream of talking to people before. Nowadays, it is within reach. Yaoli Warrior. Why didn't the newcomer speak? Did you really get scared by Ziraiya? Zhu Jianhui said, don't be afraid, newcomers are just talking. He's very timid. Leader. Lin Fan. Ziraiya is not only timid, but also has average strength. The lecherous fairy said, Master, Intermediary Hui, the demonic warrior said that my strength is weak. I admit it, will your two worlds be my opponents? I hold a skeptical attitude. Leader. Lin Fan, Intermediary Hui at lecherous fairy. Just play one game and you'll know. Leader, Lin Fan, wait a minute, have you noticed the name of the newcomer? The lecherous fairy said, Extremely Evil Belia. This name looks very strange and has a bit of a big shot sense, but is he really a big shot? Yaoli Warrior. At Evil Belia, are the newcomers still here? Take a break and introduce yourself. Seeing the demonic warrior at himself, Chen Xuan stopped diving. He seemed to know that the demon warrior knew who he was, but he just asked himself to reveal his identity. Evil Belia. Sealed in the void for 10,000 days, finally someone can talk to me. The lecherous fairy. The demonic warrior. The intermediary benefits. The group leader Lin Fan. Sealed in the void universe for 10,000 days. Have you eaten or slept in these 10,000 days? Eating. Why eat, sleep? Why eat? I've been wandering and sunbathing all along to get some rest. This. 10,000 days without eating, just take a break if you want to. Is this still human? 10,000 days of wandering and sunbathing. It's too scary. Terrifying like this. The lecherous fairy said, Cowherd, oh no, it's a big shot. You're the real big shot. The lecherous fairy said, cough cough, big shot, I dare to ask what your strength is. Why can you stay up without eating for 10,000 days and not sleep if you want to? Evil Belia. What strength am I? I can't remember clearly. In short, planets and the universe can be destroyed casually. If I feel better, I don't even need to take action myself. The extremely evil Belia controls numerous monster subordinates and also has many followers. There are many planets and star domains, and as long as he says a word, he really doesn't need to personally take action. So, with one extremely evil word from Beria, countless planets can exist, and many star regions tremble under his reputation. No problem. Yaoli Warrior. Can you conquer many planets, even many star domains? Just now, the fallen angel was startled by everything in front of him, which he had never imagined. The words spoken by the extremely evil Belia just now were truly domineering and leaked, which really startled him. At first, she thought she had the same name as Belia, and according to the current extremely evil Belia's words, she could definitely be the big shot. Lin Fan, the group leader, said, "Just now I was studying how to write the character, Kuan. Now, my Kuan character state has been scared out of place." The lecherous fairy said, "Master Lin Fan, do you want me to help you?" At this moment, Ziraiya was also unclear about the planet, star domain, and listened in a confused manner. In the Wanjie chat group, only the group leader Lin Fan, the demonic warrior, and the extremely evil Belia are aware of it. This is a matter of intermediary benefit, white beard, and I am not sure since then. But they didn't understand. As long as the group leader Lin Fan understood, he immediately began to explain. The so-called planet, the star domain, is an existence that transcends one world and can live alone outside the planet. If it were your world, it would be even more powerful than your so-called ultimate boss. Now, do you understand? The lecherous fairy said, so fierce. I seem to understand. Intermediary Hui, with a white beard, said, I seem to feel my own insignificance. The wicked Belia is really a big shot, and his strength is not just an ordinary ox fork. After listening to the introduction of the group leader, Ziraiya's face changed more than 180 times in an instant. Knock down planets and conquer many star domains at will. This must be such an amazing existence. My mentality seems to be about to bounce. The 6 immortals in our world are already very powerful. Compared to the extremely evil Belia boss, it's not enough to see. If the extremely evil Belia is true, his strength is even stronger and terrifying than I imagined. Thinking of this, Ziraiya couldn't help but take a cold breath. The famous wine in my hand instantly lost its fragrance. Even the nearby intimate paradise is not beautiful anymore. It's over. I didn't show enough respect for the big shot's attitude just now. If the big shot casually said a word, his series of subordinates would be able to destroy me. Am I destined to die? The lecherous fairy said, extremely evil Belia. What I just said, just treat it as a fart, just let it go, don't take it seriously. Evil Belia. What did you say just now? Chapter 3 Lusty Fairy. Scared to the point where I almost suffocated. You are listening at Novel Full.Audio. What did the other party say just now? Chen Xuan wanted to double up, but he didn't pay attention to what he had just said. And just now, he seemed to have been reminded. I really wanted to double it, but when he thought about what he had just said, he didn't even care and didn't choose to do it. Evil Belia. Ziraiya, don't worry, I'm not that stingy. If the original form of the extremely evil Belia were to take it seriously and offend the people of the extremely evil Belia, few people would live well. However, the extremely evil Belia at this time is just a form of Chen Xuan. Since Chen Xuan became the infinite Superman, his first form. Due to this form, Chen Xuan was sealed for over 10,000 days. This situation is an incredibly confusing thing to think about. During this period, even sunbathing is a very luxurious thing. So, Chen Xuan doesn't care at all about the people mentioned by the lecherous fairy just now. Upon hearing this, the lecherous fairy quickly nodded and said, "Thank you very much for your forgiveness." Ziraiya also heard that the big shot was no longer holding him accountable for this matter, and the tone in his heart immediately subsided. Yaoli warrior. Evil Belia, why haven't you been chatting for over 10,000 days? Are you preparing to conquer a huge star realm? For belligerent demonic warriors, such thoughts immediately come to mind. White beard. Preparing to conquer a vast star realm. It's so terrifying. Zhu Jianhui said, big shots are big shots. In order to conquer a star realm, they can stay silent for 10,000 days. Group leader. Lin Fan. It's unbelievable, it's too powerful. For a moment, the group members were filled with admiration for the heinous Belia boss. Evil Belia. Because I have been sealed. The lecherous fairy said, how could this be? Zhu Jianhui. Seal. Seal, unbelievable. White beard. I can't believe it. Not preparing to conquer the universe, but being sealed. The extremely evil Belia is such a formidable existence. How could he still be sealed? Is there anything even more powerful than a big shot? For a moment, Whitebeard thought of this and his face underwent a huge change. Obviously, he couldn't accept it for a while. Evil Belia. If you keep thinking like this, you definitely won't understand. After researching chat groups, Chen Xuan found a place to upload videos. I made a video of my memory and uploaded it to the group. Extremely Evil Belia uploads, video P4 brush. Seeing that Chen Xuan had uploaded a video, everyone immediately clicked to view it. In the vast universe, a black and a shining giant is engaged in an extremely terrifying life and death battle. The competition between fists. The competition between light and light. Every attack unleashed an extremely terrifying wave, and countless planets around them turned into powder and strands of dust in the aftermath of the two of them. Decim destroyed. DC Xiaomu shoots. The presence of two deadly skills collides fiercely together, causing the surrounding space to constantly tear and twist, like a mirror surface gradually bouncing apart. Finally, at the end of the power of light. This universe cannot withstand the power of this series of rays of light and has collapsed. Completely destroyed by the two, the space fell into silence. The battle between the two giants is still ongoing, with ongoing transfers, destruction, and a cycle of constant fighting. One of the two must live or die, belonging to an immortal existence. Finally, while the radiant giant unleashed his ultimate skill, causing 1,000 enemies and 800 self-injuries, he dragged the dark giant to the void crack and sealed it, leaving his own radiance even dimmer. At this point, the video ends. It took a full 15 minutes for the people in the group to react. White beard. It's too scary. This is the legendary immortals fighting, and so on, more powerful than the demon fruit owners I imagined. Zhu Jianhui said, "This is the battle between the big shots, so what is the significance of the interstellar warship I am pursuing?" Upon seeing this scene, Zhu Jianhui fell into contemplation and self-doubt about the power she had pursued throughout her life. Yaoli warrior. This is his strength. Compared to the world I live in, can a person's strength be so strong? He's dying. How dare Hitlam boast in front of me before? Compared to the big shot in front of me, there is no comparability at all. The lecherous fairy said, "This is the strength of the big shot. Every punch can unleash such terrifying power, and the light skill can even destroy a universe." White beard. I don't understand what the group leader said about the universe before. After watching the short video, I learned about the terrifying battles between the big shots. It's so terrifying. In the video, the battle between the extremely evil Belia and her Cerro was extremely terrifying, with the destruction of planets, the rupture of star domains, the destruction of countless planets, the erasure of countless creatures, and even the collapse of star domains. People's emotions were somewhat complicated. In this battle, the dead lives can be measured in billions. That is an extremely terrifying astronomical number. Although feeling inhumane, no one blamed Beria for her extreme evil. Chapter 4. Daily Check-in and Opening of Points Mall. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Not because they dare, but because they understand. The extremely terrifying existence of Beria is not something they can easily point out. The life on those planets was like ants in his eyes. These people in these chat groups are definitely not. If you step on it, you will step on it. Does anyone dare to step forward? Do they dare? Immortals fight, mortals suffer. Without similar strength, blaming the strong is seeking death. Evil Belia. You have also seen the video just now. I suddenly arrived at the world of Ultraman and was chased by the Glorious Serro. In the end, he even sealed me. It has been 10,000 days. Without talking about the martial arts, Cerro. At that time, my mind was still in a daze, otherwise I would never have given Cerro the opportunity to seal me. Intermediary Hui. Have you just entered the world of Ultraman? Evil Belia. That's right, the Black Giant is one of my forms. My true form is the infinite Superman form. You call me Chen Xuan, that's my real name. The lecherous fairy said, call me the real name of the big shot, I naturally dare not. Group Leader. Lin Fan. Boss, curious to ask, which one is more powerful in your body, Infinite Superman or Black Giant? Evil Belia. After using the power of form, it is possible to stack the energy and skills of the body. Generally speaking, the ability and skills of the power of form are more powerful. After all, the skills of Ultra Warriors in the Ultra World are all present in every second. With the energy blessing of the Infinite Superman, the energy problem required for the extremely evil Beria form has been solved. Group Leader. Lin Fan. Hiss, it turns out that's the case. In that case, even if you don't use the power of form, the Infinite Superman is a very powerful existence. Extreme Evil Beria. Under normal circumstances, there are not many powerful beings in the universe who can use form. Under normal circumstances, the Infinite Superman can deal with all enemies. Lusty Immortal. Hiss. What a terrifying ability, too. Too powerful. Lin Fan, the group leader, said, Chen Xuan, did you finally have this form? Extremely Evil Beria. Did I finally have it? No. With such a powerful form, I easily obtained 4, but I don't need to use 4 powerful forms. I haven't encountered such a powerful existence yet. Even if Cerro appears, it won't work. He doesn't speak of martial arts and suddenly launches an attack on me while I'm still in a daze. Even in this situation, he can't kill me, he can only seal me. As soon as Chen Xuan thought about the situation back then, his heart became extremely depressed. He wanted to find Cerro to ruthlessly attack him, but now that he has been sealed, his primary goal is to lift the seal and leave here. Leader Lin Fan. There are 4 such powerful forms. Oh my goodness. Zhu Jianhui said, this time I really saw the big shot. You are the strongest big shot I have ever seen, much stronger than the Ultraman warriors in my world. White Beard. As I was eating roasted chicken, I was immediately attracted by the majestic figure of the big shot. The crowing chicken in my hand didn't smell at all. Yaoli Warrior. Boss, why did that guy named Cerro chase you as soon as you appeared? Do you have a deep hatred between you? Evil Belia. The reason is a bit complicated and cannot be explained clearly at first. In short, as long as I have the form of Evil Belia, the life and death battle between me and Cerro will never cease. The extremely evil Belia is naturally the constant target of Cerro. As long as Belia is still alive, Cerro will continue to pursue him. This situation is certain and an endless existence. But now Chen Xuan can't beat Feilu because he lacks energy and skills, which makes him very unhappy. After all, he has just acquired the extremely evil form of Beria. Just as he possessed the extremely evil form of Beria, he was chased and even sealed. This situation is very unpleasant for anyone. And when Chen Xuan encountered this incident, he was sealed for 10,000 days. During this period, his inner feelings naturally became even more uncomfortable, and how people felt became even more uncomfortable. The lecherous fairy said, the battle between the big shot and Cerro has provided me with rich materials for creating novels, and I have gained ideas for my new plot. White Beard. You're not going to write the big shot and Cerro into your intimate paradise, are you? Zhu Jianhui said, the lecherous fairy, I advise you not to take it too seriously. Evil Belia. If you write, I'll blow your world with one punch. Are you joking? The Intimate Paradise is not a serious book. If you include yourself and Cerro in it. I don't know what plot will emerge yet. Wait, just thinking of these, my goosebumps all appeared. The lecherous fairy said, Master Chen Xuan, spare your life. I swear, I will never write. Yaoli warrior. You can't even think about it, otherwise. You're really not far from death. Yaoli warrior. Chen Xuan, your giant form gives me a feeling of vastness and terror, with a majestic body. Do you know the specific parameters? Evil Belia. Let me think about this question. I'm about 55 meters tall, but that's my normal height. As for how high I want, I can do it as I please. Yaoli warrior. Regardless of height, that is, regardless of size. This ability is an extremely evil and terrifying existence in my world. The demonic warrior thought of this and nodded. At the same time, the mechanical female voice in the chat group rang out again. Ding, check if there are at least 6 members in the chat group, activate daily check.in, and improve the ability of the points mall. At this moment, the familiar female voice rang out again in the chat group. At the same time, 2 brand new pages suddenly appeared in the originally rudimentary chat group page. Chapter 5 is related to Cerro. It's definitely not a good thing. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Daily check.in and points mall, group member teleportation. 3 options and 3 brand new pages have appeared. Group member teleportation, as the name suggests, means that as long as the group members in the world can invite other group members to help them, there is only 1 invitation per day, and as long as the group members agree, they can come over. At the same time, the gaze of the group of friends fell on the daily check.in, eagerly anticipating the upcoming benefits, and each one became somewhat impatient. The lecherous fairy said, surprisingly, I have a daily check.in. Come and see, my luck has always been very good since then. Successfully signed in with 98 points. Yaoli warrior. Ziraiya, I signed in for 138 points. Zhu Jianhui said, I also checked in for 118 points. Lusty immortal. It was originally a happy thing to sign in with 98 points on my own. However, seeing the points drawn by the demon beauty warrior and the intermediary Hui, my whole person became worse. Feelings of discomfort, depression, and so on instantly surge into my heart, and that feeling of depression, instantly surge into my heart, making me feel very uncomfortable. From then on, Ziraiya's mentality completely collapsed. Originally, his 98 points were very high, but reality gave him a big comparison. Even if there are more demonic warriors than oneself. Even the intermediary benefits are more than oneself. Am I the lowest? Wait, Chen Xuan hasn't posted it yet. Maybe he's less than me. Thinking of this, Ziraiya also instantly felt that he could do it again. Thinking of this, Ziraiya also sent a message to Mr. Chen Xuan. Boss, how many points do you have? Are you sure you want to know? Your mindset will jump. Will my mentality collapse? It's impossible. Even if you score 100 points higher than me, my mentality won't bounce. However, after saying these words, there was a slight improvement in my heart. Evil Belia. The points are not particularly high, only 500 points, screenshot JPG. The lecherous fairy said, more than 5 times more than me, my heart. Evil Belia. How is your mentality? The lecherous fairy said, great, I'll leave first. I need to take it slow, it's too exciting. Zhu Jianhui. Boss, what is the purpose of this point? White beard. Daily check.in and points mall seem to exist as one entity. Yaoli warrior. I was shocked when I saw this product just now. There is something for sale, even my Kalmyra light whip, and various advanced versions of its form power. Yaoli warrior. How could it be? There are really many good things, and I really want them. Wait, there's also my form to sell. White beard. Even the earthquake fruits are sold. Oh my goodness. How could this be? Watching everyone speak, Chen Xuan also entered the points mall to check this, that. There are indeed many things. There are also quite a few types. Surprisingly, there is still a list. But his strength is already so strong, can there be something that they dare to be interested in? Wait, what is this? Suddenly, something appeared in front of Chen Xuan. Chen Xuan's whole body trembled with excitement. King of Kings Crystal Pool, price 1 billion points. In the above setting, the King's Crystal Pool is equivalent to countless solar energies. As an infinite Superman, he becomes stronger by basking in the sun. With this solar crystal pool, he can continue to bask in the sun and become stronger. Energy is constantly flowing. Just, this integral. It's really a bit too much. I didn't expect this to appear in the chat group. This is a situation that Chen Xuan never imagined. It's really a pleasurable presence. If I had this King's Crystal Pool back then, even if I had just mastered the extremely evil form of Beria, I wouldn't have been pressed and beaten by that guy. I could have given the opponent a big comparison with my backhand and repeatedly rubbed them on the ground. Just, this integral a billion points is indeed a bit too much. It's not ordinary expensive. It's quite expensive. It still belongs to the kind of expensive death. Even if Chen Xuan has been signing in all along, I don't know how many years he has been signing in. At least for many, many years. Too exaggerated. For Chen Xuan, who has an infinite lifespan, this is not a problem. The question is there a faster way, and why not a better way? This is the issue that Chen Xuan is most concerned about. I hope there are still people in this chat group who have brought me surprises. Otherwise, this crystal pool with 1 billion points is destined to be useless. Chen Xuan sighed and looked at the points mall. He didn't expect that there was still this good thing for sale in the points mall. So, there is great hope for me to quickly leave this sealed void. See if there is anything else that can help you quickly leave the sealed void. Ha! There really is. Chen Xuan was just strolling around casually. It's really true. For a moment, Chen Xuan looked at the price points and his smile gradually increased. Chapter 6 Group Leader. I know the Extreme Evil Beria does not lie to people. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Breaking the scroll in the void. Although it's not very cheap, it has a selling price of 1 billion yuan. Compared to the previous Sun Crystal Pool, it is still quite decent. Sure enough, if you are related to Cerro and can come out to destroy him, none of them are cheap. Breaking the void scroll, as long as you exchange it for possession. You can come out on your own. During this period, I have regained some energy and proficiently utilized the ability of the extremely evil Beria. So, breaking the scroll of the void is still worth 1 billion points for Chen Xuan. Indeed. With the extremely evil form of Beria, it is impossible to coexist peacefully with Cerro. Without peace, there can only be nuclear peace. Don't think about these things again. Chen Xuan left the point store and returned to the chat group page. The lecherous fairy said, I'm really frustrated. I searched around but couldn't find anything I could afford. What point mall? There's nothing below 100 points. Can't you wait to make a purchase? Said Zhu Jianhui. The lecherous fairy said, I need to first see if it's true. I look down on people like this and don't even have something that suits me with 100 points. What kind of points mall? Yaoli warrior. You have a dark face, I can buy some, just keep it for now. The lecherous fairy said, is it because my face is black? Am I so bad? At all the group members. Lin Fan, the group leader, said, you are really bad. Zhu Jianhui. You are not an ordinary loser. Evil Belia. It is uncertain whether one will decline or not, but a black face is certain. The lecherous fairy. Is this group asking us to sign in all day and earn points? Impossible. There must be other uses, it's impossible for me to just chat and check in. Evil Belia. Didn't we just add 2 features? We will definitely add other features in the future, of course, the most important thing is to change our destiny. As a traveler, Chen Xuan still knows a lot of travel knowledge. In Chen Xuan's view, the emergence of chat groups is unlikely to be solely stored for chatting. As the number of members increases in the future, there will definitely be various tasks, and there will also be relative tasks. It is certain that one travels back and forth through other worlds. In the popular routine of chat groups, this is nothing but normal. Can we really change our destiny? Said Intermediary Hui. The lecherous fairy said, that's for sure. The big shots have all said it must be like this. Although I don't know at the moment, I believe in the big shots. Yaoli warrior. What the boss said seems to be exactly the same thing. Evil Belia. Ziraiya, there's something I have to explain to you. You won't be long before you die and become arrogant. The lecherous fairy said, I will die. I am living well now. After speaking halfway, Ziraiya suddenly couldn't continue, as if he had a bad premonition. Extreme Evil Beria. In your original fate, you did indeed die, or did you die among your own disciples, without a complete body? The more tragic that appearance is, the more tragic it is. My tragic death. Wait, I'm still dead without a whole body, dying in the hands of my disciple. According to the master's words, my state of death is indeed very tragic. Ziraiya first shook his head, then quickly nodded. However, his face instantly turned extremely ugly. Ziraiya, who was collecting materials locally, also shouted out loudly. When he shouted out loud, he was immediately surrounded by a group of women. A series of screams erupted in Ziraiya's mouth, resounding throughout the world. In a moment, a pig's head soared into the sky. The appearance of continuous screams attracted many eyes to look over. For a moment, Ziraiya's consciousness returned to the chat group once again. That group of women are too ruthless. Next time, I will write a novel to make their descriptions more enchanting. Thinking of this, Ziraiya also felt that the pain on his face was not that painful anymore. Wait, now is not the time to think about these things. I have to ask Mr. Chen Xuan, I'm living well, why did I suddenly die? Or did I die without a whole body, in the hands of my own disciple? In this situation, the more I think about it, the more ugly my face becomes. At the first moment, consciousness entered the chat group again. Just entered the chat group. White beard. Ziraiya, you died very miserably. Yaoli warrior. Unfortunately, I've only died like this since then. Zhu Jianhui said, a good person, how could they just die like this? As soon as the lecherous fairy entered the group, she heard his friends discussing him so much. Everyone, the one who stepped on the horse hasn't died yet. Friends. What's the difference between being dead and already dead? Leader Lin Fan. The ultimate villain Beria has said that you will die soon. The group members nodded in unison and said, because we know the extremely evil Belia, the big shot is not wrong when he speaks. He doesn't need to deceive us. Lusty immortal. The lecherous fairy said, at evil Belia, big shot, can you tell me why my future will die? Thank you very much. Chapter 7. Don't overestimate Ziraiya's IQ. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Extremely Evil Belia uploads. The cause of death of Ziraiya MP4. Upon seeing the short video posted by Chen Xuan, including Ziraiya and others, they immediately chose to play it. In the chat group, everyone has been together for so long. There are still emotions, but not much. Group members also want to know how Ziraiya also came to the end of his life. For a moment, the crowd fell silent. Ziraiya also fell silent, first nodding and then shaking his head. The lecherous fairy said, Xiaonan, Changmen, Mexico. You. Through short videos, Ziraiya also knows the cause of his death. Because of the 3 orphans I took in during World War II, I ultimately died in their hands. I never believed in this situation. At Evil Belia, I don't believe it. Don't believe it. Chen Xuan's extremely evil Belia paused slightly. Then, looking at the third option in the chat group, the corner of my mouth slightly raised. In the future, if you encounter a deadly situation in the picture, you can contact me and invite me to enter the world of Hokage. Pay all your points and I will save you. In Chen Xuan's view, going to save Ziraiya on his own not only allowed him to have all the points he had signed in during that time, but also allowed him to go to the Fire Shadow world to bask in the sun and become stronger. In the Wanjie chat group, the group leader Lin Fan's face slightly changed when he saw this. Not for anything else, others probably don't know about Ziraiya's situation. As an indigenous person on Earth, Lin Fan also knows the plot of Ziraiya. Lin Fan's expression of fear towards Chen Xuan became more and more intense. Group leader. Lin Fan at Chen Xuan Extreme Evil Beria. Let's have a private chat. Group leader Lin Fan. Extremely Evil Belia, don't say anything in the group, especially about spoilers, can you? Yaoli Warrior. What do the group leaders need to do to find the extremely evil Belia leader? Beard said, it looks mysterious and mysterious. What is it that can't be discussed in chat groups? It's even using the private chat function. Leader Lin Fan. Personal privacy. Evil Belia. Okay. Yaoli Warrior. Master, if you need anything, I can help. Lin Fan, the group leader, said, I will let you know in advance what I can do for you. The Wanjie chat group still has a private chat function. Wanjie chat group, private chat page. Leader Lin Fan at Chen Xuan Extreme Evil Belia. Boss, are you still there? You can speak directly, I can see it. Extremely Evil Belia. Leader Lin Fan. Does your body, Infinite Superman, have the ability to play spoilers? Lin Fan, the group leader, said, if you have the ability to be a spoiler, can we discuss the business of this spoiler? Quickly, Lin Fan explained to Chen Xuan that he also had the ability to become a spoiler. The group leader Lin Fan is very polite. There's no other way. Not for anything else, it was thanks to the ability of this spoiler that he finally managed to secure the position of group leader in his group. After becoming the group leader in the chat group, you have the ability to ban other group members. Now, I have encountered another one with the ability of spoilers. Especially when viewing Chen Xuan's page, the ability possessed by the Infinite Superman made Lin Fan's heart cool at first, especially after seeing the extremely evil form of Belia again. Lin Fan's heart was as cold as it was. If you use an adjective to describe it, your heart is soaring and your heart is cooling. Chen Xuan's extremely evil Belia said, Master, you can continue to do the spoiler business. I am not interested at all. I have my own plan to have Ziraiya also allow me to teleport at a critical moment. I have been sealed and need to strengthen myself through the world of group friends, so that I can quickly break the seal and leave that dark and empty land. Spoiler, Chen Xuan really doesn't have that interest. I also don't appreciate that little benefit. What Chen Xuan cares about is traveling through other worlds, extracting treasures from that world, and exchanging rewards with the points mall, which is what Chen Xuan values the most. Leader Lin Fan. Well. I have one more thing. The group leader Lin Fan said, Extremely Evil Belia, can you take a look at the chat records? Evil Belia. Master, if you have anything to do, let's just say it directly. Group leader Lin Fan, it's a matter of Ziraiya. After he left the chat group, the progress of the Fire Shadow world accelerated very quickly. He has already encountered danger. Even if he knows part of the plot, the team that killed him has become even stronger ahead of time. Leader Lin Fan said, Ziraiya has already encountered danger. In order to save face, he didn't notify you. Can you proactively apply to teleport to Ziraiya's world? Didn't he request the demon warrior? In Chen Xuan's view, Yaoli warriors also have the strength to save Ziraiya. The demonic warrior is fighting against her archenemy and cannot help Ziraiya. We can only trouble you, the extremely evil Belia boss. The demon warrior boss said, you just need the body to pass by, that's the infinite Superman body to pass by and you can handle it. Lin Fan, the group leader, said, Evil Belia, if you go to the Fire Shadow world, you should know that there are many artifacts there. So, while you obtain the artifacts, you can sell them in the group, and we can use points to buy them. In the eyes of the group leader Lin Fan, Chen Xuan Belia naturally did not appreciate the divine artifacts of the Fire Shadow world. But they value it very much, so if the extremely evil Belia can be sold to them, they are willing to give points. After all, many things in the points mall have high points prices, but if group members sell them, points are freely priced. Therefore, as long as Beria is slightly lower than the mall, it is a huge benefit for group members. Especially the things that big shots get, some of them are not available in the points mall. The group leader Lin Fan knows about various artifacts in the Fire Shadow world, and they only need to obtain them in the group. The strength will show explosive growth. After the extremely evil Belia boss agreed, Lin Fan jumped up happily. Chapter 8. Extreme Evil Belia is billion points stronger than group friends. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Wanjie chat group, private chat page. Evil Belia. Master, what you said is better for both sides. I understand. Evil Belia. In terms of details, you have control. My time is very limited, and you have the ability to handle these small things, which is also very good. Evil Belia said, with my strength, as long as I enter the world of Hokage, even if I use my own abilities, it will be very easy to save Ziraiya when he is bound to die. It is still very easy to kill Pain and the others with the power of the infinite Superman. The person behind Pain has a long background, and his viewpoint is that he only knows how to change when he hurts. Chen Xuan doesn't care what his viewpoint is, as long as Ziraiya also seeks help, he can go to the Fire Shadow world to solve the other party and let Ziraiya maintain his viewpoint. Just because Ziraiya is also in the same chat group with him, that's enough. And the group leader Lin Fan probably doesn't like Changmen's viewpoint either. In order to emphasize the importance of peace, he only knows how to make changes after experiencing pain. The cost paid is too high, and maintaining the current peace situation is the best. Quickly, Chen Xuan applied to teleport to the Fire Shadow world as requested by the group leader. As long as Ziraiya agrees, he can teleport over. As for Ziraiya, Chen Xuan doesn't care what the group leaders say. Yaoli warrior. If it weren't for the long battle on my side, I wouldn't have helped Ziraiya. Zhu Jianhui said, I also want to help Ziraiya, but my strength is not enough. White beard. Your strength is not enough, and my strength is also not enough. The combat power during the peak period of Whitebeard is probably weaker than many big shots in the group. He also did not have the confidence to win the peak combat power of the Fire Shadow world. Why, my combat power is so low in the Wanjie chat group, as if only the group leader and intermediary Hui are lower than me. However, the group leader possesses the ability for the future, which is even more powerful than my white beard. For a moment, Whitebeard fell into a gloomy expression. At the same time, after the plot has accelerated, Ziraiya has already fallen into a crisis moment. At the same time, he also agreed to the request of Chen Xuan, the notorious villain of Belia. The other party just came from within. Can they really save me? Ziraiya is also a bit worried and skeptical. Zhu Jianhui said, I'm very curious. What did the group leader and the extremely evil Beria boss say? Lin Fan, the group leader, said, the inherent strength of the extremely evil Belia is slightly stronger than the enemies of Ziraiya. Group leader Lin Fan said, yes, it's over 100 million points stronger. In the eyes of Infinite Superman, Pain and the long door behind him in the world of Hokage are no match, regardless of whether Pain and the others understand Infinite Superman or not. Yaoli Warrior. I really want to see the strength of the big shot. This makes me even more curious. How is the true strength of the extremely evil Belia big shot? Although Yaoli Warrior is fighting against her archenemy, she is still very concerned about the situation in the chat group. Just as the group members were curious about the strength of the extremely evil Belia boss. Ziraiya in the world of Hokage also agreed to the teleportation application of the extremely evil Beria. Looking at the long gate in front of me, it is very different from the old one. His teachings back then had a different understanding in the eyes of Changmen. Hokage world. Ziraiya also looked at Pain with an ugly expression. Is he going to die? Pain believes that in order to change the status quo of the ninja world, it is necessary to destroy everything with power and rebuild new rules. However, Ziraiya also believes that I am still a reformer who creates peace and a guide for the son of prophecy. The great Toad Immortal prophesied Ziraiya's life, saying that he would travel thousands of miles, write thousands of books, and even recruit disciples along the way. Among his disciples, there must be the son of the prophecy of peace. Not for peace and destruction, but to fight for peace. For this reason, he has always been patient and never gives up. At the same time, Ziraiya's belief has been transmitted to Naruto. For some reason, Naruto's figure flashed in Ziraiya's mind at this moment. Pain, your philosophy is not right. I may have died here since I was born, but my philosophy has already found a successor. Ziraiya also looked at Pain with infinite emotion. Pain looked at Ziraiya somewhat unexpectedly. Chen Xuan, who was basking in the sun and in the form of an infinite superhero, was so carefree in the void that his request to teleport to the fire shadow world was granted. Surprisingly, I was approved while sunbathing. I'm very unhappy, except for my group friends, those enemies have to bear my anger. Chen Xuan thought to himself. When did Ziraiya invite himself over? Is he on the brink of death? Did you save Ziraiya at a critical moment? At this moment, the members of the chat group were staring intently at the situation in front of them. Ziraiya also agreed to Chen Xuan's teleportation to the fire shadow world. Chen Xuan's ontology. Infinite Superman form appears in the fire shadow world. Chen Xuan experienced a brief moment of whiteness in front of him, and then he appeared in front of Ziraiya. A weak voice came from Lia's ear. Pain has no substance, big shot. I know you're here, quickly pass the news to Kiba. Chen Xuan, who had just arrived here, was an infinitely superhero with an extremely brilliant expression on his face. This scene was seen by the members of the chat group, and they all burst into laughter. Chapter 9. Extracting Combat Instrument Form Ability, Effect. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Yaoli Warrior. I have never seen such a funny person before. Since then, do you want to laugh me to death and inherit your intimate paradise? White beard. Ziraiya, you keep an eye on me. Regardless of whether the other party has a body or not, the appearance of the extremely evil Belia's body can save you. How dare you ask him to send you a message? Are you joking? Zhu Jianhui said, indeed, from the bottom of your heart, you don't believe in the abilities of the extremely evil Beria boss. It must be like this, you actually look down on the infinite superhero form of the boss. From the bottom of your heart, you are doomed. Lin Fan, the group leader, said, I never imagined that you were such a person. I misread you. I knew I wouldn't have saved you. For a moment, the members of the chat group saw this situation and their faces became increasingly ugly. They imagined that Ziraiya was also seeing such an excited expression, and they also imagined that he, who was extremely evil of Belia, was killing everyone in all directions. But he didn't expect that at a critical moment, Ziraiya would also have the big shot deliver a message to him. At the same time, Pain, who was flying over Ziraiya, fixed his gaze on Chen Xuan, the infinite Superman. Are you sending messages to Ziraiya? You can die now. Pain immediately unleashed the divine Luo heavenly expedition. In Pain's view, the ability to center oneself, bounce away all surrounding objects and ninjutsu, and cause damage to them is a dead end. The members of the chat group saw this and speculated that Chen Xuan, the infinite Superman, would use 3 moves or 4 moves to defeat Pain. Chen Xuan looked up at Pain and said, "Is this the heavenly way controlled by the Changmen? When you appear, give yourself a divine heavenly sign. This also looks up to oneself too much." Without talking nonsense to Tiandao Pain, his eyes lit up with red light. A 1,000,000 degrees Celsius heat ray was released from Chen Xuan's eyes. In an instant, Mexico of the Pain heavenly way evaporated. A high temperature of millions of degrees Celsius can vaporize steel, not to mention Chen Xuan's radiation, which is still a 1,000,000 degree high temperature and strong impact. Then, the sound of the system rang in Chen Xuan's ear. At first, he obtained the sound of the infinite Superman and the Dark Four Arcane forms. The superpower to extract the power of form, restore the percentage of Extremely Evil Belia peak, superpower extraction opportunity. Allows infinite Superman to possess a portion of the Extremely Evil Beria's superpowers, which can be extracted once per world. Currently, the world has not been extracted. During the previous battle with Cerro, the energy that activated the Extremely Evil Beria was depleted. In addition, the energy of the body is not enough to activate the Extremely Evil Beria form again. At this time, Chen Xuan can be said to be in a recovery period. When he saw the superpower of the ontology to extract form, and the percentage of recovered forms that can be extracted. At that moment, Chen Xuan's heart was happy and excited. Sure enough, I went to a world. You can extract the superpowers of the form and restore the percentage of the power of the Extremely Evil Belia ontology. Immediately, Chen Xuan flew from the ground to the air. Using the superhuman biological stance, suspended in mid-air. Then, without any hesitation, Chen Xuan decisively chose to extract superpowers. Chen Xuanyan's head twitched. Ding! In the process of extracting superpowers. Ding! Congratulations to the host, you have obtained the form's superpower. Control ability. Extract the ultimate combat equipment form ability, effect. Control. 2 voices echoed beside Chen Xuan's ear. Start viewing the system page immediately. At the same time, the energy of the Extremely Evil Beria peak form was extracted. Ding! Extract 5% of the energy from the Extremely Evil Beria form. Universal Form Superpower System, Host. Chen Xuan, extract 5% of the power of the Extremely Evil Beria form, Form's super ability. Control, allows others to be controlled in 1 minute, can be used once a day, and has a 10-fold effect on monster attributes. Infinite Superman super ability, can continuously absorb sunlight and become stronger, opportunity to extract form superpowers. None, each time you enter a world, you can extract one of the form superpowers, which has already been extracted in the current world. Seeing this, Chen Xuan's face was extremely happy and excited. Just now, what did he see? He is a man with dark 4 forms. Activating the intensity of a form already requires a significant amount of energy. The energy required for the 4 powerful forms is no longer ordinary. However, now his infinite Superman can extract his own form of superpowers. The energy supply of the infinite Superman's essence, combined with the superpowers of the form of the Dark Four. The combination of the two contains a terrifying power. Thinking about it all is an extremely terrifying thing, bringing oneself a full shock. In the world of Hokage, Chen Xuan extracted one of the ultimate combat equipment form abilities from the Extremely Evil Belia and obtained a new superpower called Control. When the target is a monster, the effect can be doubled. Even if used once a day, this ability is enough to go against the sky for oneself. After thinking for a moment, Chen Xuan was ready to use the ability to manipulate. Immediately immerse oneself in the chat group of Wanjie. Friends from all over the world, from different worlds. Since it's a different world, let's try our own control ability. Looking through countless worlds, can this control superpower still be used? However, there are only 5 members in this group, including myself. After thinking about it, I activated my control ability for the intermediary Hui in the Wanjie chat group. Chapter 10. Intermediary Hui's Love Brother, Mouth by Mouth. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. The intermediary benefits are easy to deceive at first glance. Oh no, it has a high ability to exert control. In Chen Xuan's eyes, intermediary benefits are intermediary benefits. A stunning woman, a beloved female captain. At the same time, many members of the chat group were shocked by Chen Xuangang's ability. Yaoli Warrior. I have thought about the powerful power of the evil Belia's body, but I did not expect that without the use of powerful form power, the power of the body can also be so powerful, too. Too powerful. In the eyes of Yaoli warriors, generally speaking, their peak combat power is in their own form. The combat power of the ontology is the weakest existence. Seeing the strength possessed by Chen Xuan's infinite superhero, the demonic warrior was still shocked. If she hadn't been sealed, she wouldn't have been shocked by the ability of the extremely evil Beria. However, the already sealed demon warrior, upon seeing the extremely evil Belia, thought of how powerful he used to be. However, that is already a memory from a long, long time ago. The demonic warrior sighed once again, feeling that he and the extremely evil Belia were truly on the same wavelength. I also need to work hard to earn points and then go out. Wanjie chat group. The strength possessed by Infinite Superman at this moment is the pinnacle of his combat power in the face of pain in the world of Hokage. One move, just one move, you've taken care of the other person. Hiss. As soon as he thought of this, Whitebeard's face could be imagined, filled with a deep shock. He could already feel the pressure. Whitebeard said, I have thought of the power of the extremely evil Beria entity, but I did not expect that his weakest entity could unleash such terrifying power. It's too powerful. The Whitebeard of the pirate world, upon seeing the power possessed by Chen Xuan's infinite Superman, saw a earth-shattering change in his gaze. Apart from shock, it is also a deep shock. The strength possessed by the other party is also too impressive. Hiss. Seeing this, I couldn't help but take a cold breath. Lin Fan, the group leader, said, I underestimated the strength of the extremely evil Belia leader. Leader Lin Fan. The big shot is the big shot. The lowest combat power entity is so powerful with just one hit. I admit I underestimated you. Zhu Jianhui said, that's right, the big shot is the big shot. The weakest entity is so strong, and the form of Beria is extremely evil. It also has the ability to destroy heaven and earth. Lin Fan, the group leader, said, that's right, Intermediary Hui. You're absolutely right. Immediately, the group leader Lin Fan thought that Infinite Superman also possessed frozen breath. That is also a skill that Superman often uses, a powerful force that can freeze the sea with just one blow. Group leader Lin Fan at all members. To educate everyone, Superman is known as the god of the human world and is a powerful existence that walks like a god in the human world. Everyone, even if it's just the essence, as a big shot, how could the essence be as weak as we imagine? Although it's weaker than the peak power of the extremely evil Beria, it's not as weak as we imagine. Beard said, it's actually a deity walking on earth. I seem to understand the strength of the big shot. Zhu Jianhui said, that's right, it's just a deity on earth, even more powerful than I imagined. This strength is not ordinary strength. Lin Fan, the group leader, said, the existence of the boss's body. Is also a existence that can move mountains and fill the sea. You ask Zhu Jianhui, in her world, the victory team has the ability to fight monsters. Even if it is so strong, they dare not say that their ability is comparable to that of gods. Zhu Jianhui said, the group leader is absolutely right. The essence of the big shot is indeed the essence of the big shot, and its strength is not ordinary strength, beyond my imagination. At the same time, Chen Xuan exerted his super control ability on Intermediary Hui. Check if the abilities in the extremely evil Beria weapon have mutated into infinite superhuman superpowers. Chen Xuan, Infinite Superman at Mediation Hui. Call out Brother Qing. Intermediary Hui. Brother Qing. Jie Jian Hui at Chen Xuan, Infinite Superman. Brother Qing, you are so powerful. I admire you so much. Lin Fan, the group leader, said, you are a goddess-like existence. You were just calling yourself a big shot, but now why are you calling yourself Brother Qing? This doesn't fit your persona. Lin Fan, the group leader, said, although it was the big shot who asked you to shout, could you also have a private chat? You actually shouted so naturally in front of everyone. Did I misread you? Zhu Jianhui said, what nonsense. The big shot is already my love brother. If you don't know, forget it. You're still talking nonsense here. Lin Fan, you don't deserve to be the group leader. Leader Lin Fan. Looking at the intermediary Hui in the group, they got to know each other very early and chatted for a long time. When Chen Xuan, the notorious villain of Belia, came in, everything changed. Sure enough, women still prefer the strong, as for licking dogs, until the end, they have nothing. Ah! The group leader Lin Fan immediately let out a deep sigh. Chen Xuan, Infinite Superman. At Zhu Jianhui, do you have anything else delicious to eat? Give me something delicious. Okay, Brother Qing, I will soon prepare the most thirsty fruit for you. Yaoli Warrior. I never imagined that the Infinite Superman would be like this person, and that the intermediary Hui would also be like that person. I misread you all. The boss should be mine. Did I miss anything? Evil soldier at Zhu Jianhui, good sisters, give me a private chat about your shameless experience. Leader Lin Fan. Shocked. White beard. Shocked +10086.